Hello, good morning to everybody. Let's continue with the same chapter, A Letter from a Mother. This is part 5. We are going to see textbook questions and answers. In the last video, we discussed the chapter parawise by relating to the value words. Hope all of you are able to understand the chapter very well, all the value words, whatever values we have learnt, as well as remember the contents of each paragraph, because the questions are going to be related to that. Each question will be asking something related in a particular paragraph. So, you should be able to answer without seeing the textbook or the notes or the videos. So, this is discussion on questions given in the textbook. So, there are few questions in the textbook. Let us discuss answers for some here. Balance you have to do yourself. When writing the answers, as usual, you should not see the videos or the textbook. As informed earlier, you have to repeat relevant portion of the question while writing any answer. Example, if I ask a question or if your teacher asks, did you practice the chapter? What should be your answer? I am going to give few seconds. You can pause the video now. Write your answer. For this question now, did you practice the chapter? Write your answer. Whatever is your answer, you write, and after that you play and check whether what answer I am giving and what is your answer are matching or not. Now pause the video and write your answer. Okay, let me see what is the answer I am giving. Yes, I practice the chapter very well. Or maybe some of you would have written, no, I did not practice a chapter, or maybe I practice a chapter, like that. And I am sure many of you would have written what? Yes. Right, no? Yeah, don't write like this. Whenever there is a question, please repeat the relevant portion. Relevant portion means whatever is applicable for that answer or that question you should repeat. Like for example, did you practice a chapter? Yes, I practice a chapter very well, or yes, I practice a chapter. Or if you say no, I did not practice a chapter, whatever. You know also is nothing wrong as far as this particular question is concerned, but your answer should be complete. Okay, so I'm also whatever we are going to discuss here, I think 2 questions or 3 questions we are going to discuss here, where for which I will give the detailed answer. In that also you can see how I am repeating the relevant portion. This is question number 2. What do you think the age of the daughter in this lesson could be? This could be any age as you think, but let us discuss what I am thinking. I am writing here. I think the age of daughter in this lesson could be between 15 and 20 years. See the answer, I have not simply written 15 to 20 years, right? You should write, I think the age of the daughter. So the question is, what do you think? I think the age of the daughter in this lesson could be between 15 and 20 years. Even there is one advantage also, if you repeat the question, you will not make mistake also. The grammar everywhere it is more or less same I have just repeated. Otherwise, only the answers I have written between 15 and 20 years I have written. Reason, in my opinion, the daughter is studying PU course or any degree course. As her mother says, that is PU course or degree course means at about age 15, any student will be completing 10th standard. So, now she has gone after PU, after 10th standard, or maybe after PU also. In that case, she may be 17 years. Approximately I have written 15 and 20 years. As per her mother, says that this is the first of more and more times apart before flying away, meaning that she is staying away temporarily now for studying, and after some years she will get a job and stay away permanently. So, which means this is the first time she is staying away. First time normally could be for any student after 10th standard, because nowadays in most of the villages up to 10th standard good schools are available, like we have in Hosdoddi, Sadanapalli area, we have a good school, Sai Krishna Vidya Mandir. Like this, there may be number of good schools in almost all the villages, but beyond school, we don't have a PU college, right? In Hosdoddi or Sadanapalli, in that area, we don't have a PU college. So, there is a possibility we may have to go and stay somewhere and study. So, that is why I have written at least 15 years and maximum 20 years, where maybe if PU also, if some villages have got good PU colleges, you complete PU and go for graduation. In that case, we may be around 17 to 20 years. So now you see I have written the answer as well as I have given the reason. So each and every question like this, whenever there is a question, please write the answer that is for this particular video. In your exams, it depends on whether the reason is asked or not, we can write, but for our video we should write the answer also, the reason also. Let us go to the next question. Question number 10. Learning to look after oneself is learning to feel dependent. True or not true? Learning to look after oneself, that is looking after ourselves, is learning to feel, are we feeling dependent if we start looking after ourselves, or we feel what, the other one? Independent. Are we feeling independent or independent? What's the answer? Yes, I am sure almost all of you have got. We will feel independent if we look after ourselves. That is, we take care of getting up in the morning, brushing our teeth, asking our parents to give the breakfast, everything. If we do ourselves, if you know how to take care of ourselves, that means we are independent. Nobody need to tell us what is required to be done. Maybe we will not be able to do the breakfast, we will not be able to do food, something, but we should ask what we want. So that is what is taking care of ourselves. Once we are able to look after ourselves or taking care of ourselves, then we are feeling independent. So that means answer is not true. The reason also almost same what I have written. Learning to look after oneself means take care of one's all requirements without depending on others. Hence the statement is not true. We'll go to the next question. Question number 13. See here, look at the third sentence in paragraph 5. Rewrite it as 3 simple sentences. Begin like this: are you dash dash dash, if so dash dash dash, and that may dash dash dash. So for our convenience, for our discussion, now I am reproducing the third statement. This is third sentence, right? Third sentence in paragraph 5. So this is the third sentence. If you feel homesick, you may find helping someone else through their homesickness will help you feel better yourself. This is a single sentence the author has written. Let us now break it into 3 sentences. So first sentence I am going to fill up. Are you feeling homesick? So that is a question. Mother is telling, in case you are feeling homesick, you can help somebody else to get over their homesickness so that you also will feel better. So the question is, are you feeling homesick? If so, now this second part and third part, that you have to complete. Right? So I have filled up the first line. Do the same for balance 2 lines. It's very easy. This paragraph is already available. We have to only reword the paragraph in such a way. Two more simple sentences are coming. Totally 3 sentences, out of which 1 I have filled up. So you can note down this question for filling up, because it will not come again in later place in this part. So note down, pause the video, note down this question, that 13, the statement 5 anyway it's there, paragraph 5 is already available with you. Only this question you have to note down, and then play the video for continuing with the further questions. We'll move forward. Odd one out. A person or thing differing from all other members on a particular group or set in some way. Odd one out, you all know, if there are few things out of which one is not forming part of that group, then we can say odd one out. Correct? So what example we can give? Suppose you have got white chalk pieces, 5 white chalk pieces and 1 blue color chalk piece, then the odd one out in that is blue color chalk piece. Now for further example, there are 4 questions are there in this, 4 sub questions. The first one I am going to answer. Economist, and you have to give the reason also. I am giving the reason. Economist refers to a person. Economist, historian, like that. Scientist, correct? Dentist. So this is referring to a person, whereas economics, sociology, history, these are all subjects. Okay, like this now, drama, singer, actor, dancer, it's all very simple. Sledge, igloo, fur and Eskimo. This is a little difficult, but you are concentrated and studied your social studies properly, you will understand this. The fourth one again is simple: tiger, cheetah, leopard and cub. So you have to circle the word which is odd one out and also write the reason. So again, like last question, you can note down this next line. Let me see. Yes, I have circled the first line, given reason for the answer. Do the same for balance 3 lines. So note down this question, pause the video, note down this question, all the 3 further statements and then move on to the next page. We'll move on. So this is the last question. An extrovert is more suited to hostel life than an introvert. Explain this to your partner. Write a paragraph on this topic. So there is an example, there is a explanation given for extrovert and introvert in the next paragraph. An introvert is a person more interested in his own thoughts and feelings than in things around himself. So an introvert always keeps thinking about himself or herself only. She will not think about others. Whereas an extrovert is a person who is more interested in what goes on around him than in his own thoughts and feelings. So an extrovert is a person who always looks around what is happening around her. She will be interested in knowing what is happening around her, whether she can also participate in that. So that person is called an extrovert. Now what you have to tell is whether an extrovert is not whether, yes, whether an extrovert or an introvert. So the statement says an extrovert is more suited to hostel life than an introvert. So you have to write a paragraph on this. So what I am going to do is, in the next page, I will give 3 sentences. I am going to give 3 sentences. You have to continue. This is the beginning of the paragraph. You have to continue by adding another 5 or 7, 5, 6, 7 sentences, anything, maybe 5 or 6 or 7 to make it as a complete paragraph. Let us continue. Let's see what is that. A hostel is a place where our parents, sisters and brothers will not be with us. Let me read the other 2 statements and explain to you. Hence, we have to be an extrovert and become friendly with other hostel mates. If we are an introvert, then we will feel homesick and cannot perform well. So hostel, you know, as we discussed in this chapter, that where our parents, sisters, brothers, friends, nobody will be there, all will be strangers, all will be new people. So an extrovert, what happens? Extrovert, if you are an extrovert, we can easily become friends with other hostel mates and then we can perform well, we can play well, we can study well, we can become independent and we will feel very confident. Whereas an introvert, what happens? Introvert will start thinking about the person only, will start thinking, oh, when I am going to go home, I am not feeling well. So you cannot perform well also, you cannot play, you cannot do anything. So now continue this. What could be the next statement? Whatever you feel that why an extrovert is not suited for an hostel and why extrovert is suited for hostel and why introvert is not suited for hostel, you can continue and complete the paragraph. So you can note down all these 3 statements and then move on to the next page. Okay, now these are the questions. Now I have already answered how many questions? 2, 10, 13 part of 13, part of odd one out and part of F. So now balance questions I am going to put here. So I will just explain the first paragraph only. Write the questions and answers in your notebook. For each question, write reasons also for your answer as mentioned for question numbers 2, 10 and 13. So not true, true, everywhere you should write. Similarly, suppose question number 4, why do you think the daughter has gone away from home and is living in a distant place? This actually is a reason itself. So here nothing, a single answer is sufficient. Whereas 1 and 3, you should write true or not true and tell why you are telling whether it is true or not true. So now after each page is completed, pause the video, go through, write down the questions and then go to the next page. Now you pause the video and note down question number 1, 3 and 4. We'll move on. Here there are 3 questions, 5, 6 and 7. Now you can pause the video. All are simple statements, simple question words only. I am not going to explain. And then pause and move on to the next page. We'll move on. 8, 9, 11 and 12. Pause the video. We'll move on. 13 already we have seen part, so I have not reproduced here. 14, 15 and 16. You can see the question number 16, it is almost similar to that F only. Next page. That's all. So there are 16 questions plus 16 minus 2. 2 and 10 I have already done. 2, 10, 13 I have done. So 13 full questions are there. Plus 13 you have to do part. Odd one out you have to do part. And F writing we have to do part. So in this video we discussed questions given in textbook, and in the next video we are going to discuss conclusion. That will be the last part of this chapter, and we will also review learning objectives. There are no further questions because already we have seen the questions. That's all for this video. Thank you.